Then we were talking about the imaginary friends. It's just like a security kind of blanket, but here it's not pathological. It's only to pass the time. Then how do we adolescents fears usually होते हैं या otherwise how can we channelize the those energies so that they do not get wasted in the imaginary type of things. That's why all these craft activities, even in your schools, they have added one hour they used to have for the children, where they direct these energies into something creative. Okay. Now, these were the things which we were talking about the emotion. There's another emotion which is a kind of emotion which we call it attachment. Okay. Now, the first thing is that parents have to have attachment to the child. It's a natural thing. And they say the child is born with, this attachment need, and he is capable of developing attachment. The first emotion which the child is born with is the attachment emotion, and the child gets attached to the caregiver. Hmm? So the caregiver may be, most of the time it's the mother. That's why. And then they have even gone to say that this attachment bond is such an attachment bond to the mother, especially the mother, which lifelong, you know, goes on with the person. He would not love to break away that attachment. That's why they say the mother's love or the attachment of the child towards the mother is the basic emotion which never dies. It's very firm kind of attachment. Or even Erickson, this he spoke about the basic trust. Okay, so attachment, it gives a security to the child, and if that person does not reciprocate to the child in the similar, based on the need of the child, then it can create a very different personality of the child. As you know, once this basic trust is not appropriately met in the for the child can have lifelong problems. He can never develop trust towards other people in the society. Okay, of course, there is one thing, by chance, for some reason or the other, the mother is not with the child, the other caregiver has to provide the needs of the child as a mother. ओके जो ये इमोशनल now who has worked the maximum is John Bowlby. He has worked the maximum on emotional attachment, and actually he met two children in his life. He was working in the psychiatric, the child guidance clinic, and he met two children. One child who has lost his mother, and how he was having lot of problems just due to that factor, that his attachment need was not met properly. And from that, he was looking after that child, and he had decided to work on the attachment theory. That was those two kids were his base, figures. He said in 1930, John Boyle worked as a psychiatrist in a child guidance clinic in London, where he treated many emotionally disturbed children. And these children had somewhere this attachment problem. Uh, Child's relationship with their mother in terms of their social, emotional, and cognitive development. Specifically, it shaped his belief about the link between early infant separation with the mother and later maladjustment. Okay, and led Bowlby to formulate his attachment theory. That was his theory became the attachment is disturbed, that phase is disturbed, then what kind of different personality the individual is going to develop. He proposed hypothesis that attachment can be understood within an evolutionary context, in that caregiver provides safety and security for the infant. Attachment is adaptive as it enhances the infant's chances of survival. Just think of the child, जो like पैदा हुआ है और nobody is there to care for him. According to Bowlby, infants have a universal need to seek close proximity with their caregiver when under stress or threatened. These for this kind of at the same time, Harlow had done few experiments which you must have studied even in your graduation time. He made two mothers. One was the electric mother, okay. The other was the soft toy mother. The electric mother fed the child like with the milk. The soft mother used to give a kind of shock to the child. But still the child preferred soft mother. Okay, so the warmth of the mother is very much needed by the child. Now, according to these stages of attachment, there was another study which was taken up by Rudolf Schaffer. He investigated if attachment develops through a series of stages by studying around 60 babies. Okay, like first 18 months of the thing, he just tried to find out what kind of anxiety the child was showing when the parent figure was not there. Okay, and then they saw the first response was stranger anxiety. Response to arrival of a stranger, where somebody else walks into the room whom the child has not seen earlier. He may have stranger anxiety. That means some fear of the attachment. Then comes separation anxiety. When the known figure, jiske prati you have already developed an attachment, would just walks out or is slightly away from the eyes of the child. That is called separation anxiety. And then there is called social referencing, degree that child looks at caregiver to check how they should respond to something new. Okay, the child does not know how he has to respond. He looks at the mother, whether mother feels comfortable to the new person who's entering to the room. Okay, if mother smiles, mother feels happy, the child will also feel comfortable, if mother is not showing a kind of response to that, and the mother feels uncomfortable, the mother shows some kind of negative, the child will also learn that. Now they have tried to, from 0 to 6 weeks, that much attachment is not there. इसलिए लोगों ने, when they try to, किसी के बच्चे को अडॉप्ट करना चाहते हैं in the families, what do? They just take the newborn baby itself, so that the baby should not develop attachment to the mother figure. Then they will find it difficulty to, break that attachment. So usually they take that figure, a child in a newly born child को ही अपने पास रख लेते हैं. उसमें एक चीज और भी है, the mother may also develop the attachment to the child. ठीक है, so both the ways. From 6 weeks to 7 months, infants indiscriminately enjoy human company. ठीक है, and most babies respond equally well to any caregiver. कुछ एक बच्चे बड़े कहते हैं ना कि तो बड़ा फ्रेंडली बच्चा है, तो उसके लिए सिर्फ एक ह्यूमन फिगर की जरूरत पड़ जाती है. अदरवाइज मदर के साथ तो अटैचमेंट दिखाता है, बट द चाइल्ड फील्स कंफर्टेबल विद एनीवन. They get upset when an individual ceases to interact with them. So all the time they need to have somebody or the other around them. From 3 months, infants smile more at a familiar faces and can be easily comfortable by the regular caregiver. ठीक है ना, जैसे हम केयरगिवर बच्चे को उठा लेता है तो रोता रोता भी चुप कर जाता है. Then from 7 to 9 months, special preferences for a single attachment figure. The baby looks to particular people for security, comfort, and protection. It shows fears of strangers and unhappiness when separated from a special person. Some babies show stranger fear and separation anxiety much more frequently and intensely than others. Okay, even now when you just think, like when your mother is not at home, how do you feel during that? Maybe you know कि mother has gone to that place, but still somewhere in some corner of your heart you will feel uncomfortable. Why does that happen? Because of our learning behavior. Then we have, by the 10 months the child is over, the multiple kind of attachment comes. Attachment to the particular kind of toys, attachment to particular dress. Okay, there are some children who would like to be, wear the same dress every day, like. Okay.
Ma'am, so multiple attachment is related to materialistic things?
It becomes kind of materialistic, and otherwise also. And then they even talk about, hierarchical attachments. When we talk about multiple attachments, we talk about the hierarchical attachment. They say that one figure has to be there, who is the caregiver, who is the important figure जिसको इंसान attach हो जाता है. And mostly they talk about this as a attachment to the mother only. ठीक है. Other attachments are called hierarchical attachments. Hierarchical attachment may be attachment towards a father, attachment towards the grandparents, attachment to the siblings. So multiple attachments are there.
Okay,
But
ma'am.
The intensity of the attachment may differ. That's why we call it a kind of hierarchical attachments. But one person has to be there जिसके साथ तुम लोग अपना, you feel कि मैं permanently attached to.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. For separation anxiety, if you like now, uh, for example, when the school children start going to the school, there are certain children who start crying while going to the school. Even you must have. ठीक है, तो इसका मतलब क्या होता है? They cry because of the separation anxiety. They do not want to part with the mother. Then उसके बाद Bowlby, he had given these kind of attachment theories, and then later on when the work was further research was taken into his concepts, his theory based concepts, uh, then people found a theory of attachment showed that infants placed in an unfamiliar situation and separated from their parents reacted in one of the three ways upon reunion with the parents. They had done an experiment. Children, they were separated. Okay, I think this experiment will take little time to discuss. I'll stop the class here. Okay, and 12:10 will meet. I will send the new, ID.
Okay, ma'am.
That is not. I don't know whether you can join on that ID. That's my personal on my name.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, I'll just send it. Okay, wait. I'll end the class here, and we meet around 12:10. And this emotion part, I'll complete it today.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.